Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem live on StreamYard and YouTube.com. I apologize for the late start. I had to reset my computer. Did a little updates earlier today, so kind of had to make sure everything was in pristine order before we jumped it off. So it is Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo and Michael Bullock. Dee Woodson will not be with us tonight. Definitely some stuff that's going on. Don't worry, nothing bad. You will probably see her on Friday night. But tonight, we got a very loaded show. We got AEW, we got NXT, we got to recap that. And then we're going to set the table for tomorrow afternoon's Super Showdown. That's going down in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That's right. Basically, we're going after that Saudi blood money again. Yes. No. But 7 matches on the card. We do got some legends. We got some battles. More importantly, titles on the line. A lot of titles are on the line. At least 3 that I counted. But I'll set the record. I'll set the table, and we'll get things set to go. So we got nothing more to say. So with that said, let's dive right in. AEW tonight. And we jumped it off, well, with a fight. Kenny Omega versus Pac, 1-on-1, 30-minute Iron Man match. That's right, 30 minutes for the Iron Man match. When the fight was all said and done, the winner of the bout in over 30 minutes, because it had to go into an overtime period, but Kenny Omega wins the match 2-1. Like I said, we had to go into OT for this. Damn, what a fight. I mean, it was incredible. I love the match, the production of it, the feel for the fight. To get 3 falls out of it, I'm a little disappointed about that. I really thought it could have been a little more, but in a 30-minute time limit, this was amazing. This was a great way to jump it off. I could easily call this fight of the night with a 4 to 4.5 star rating. This was an incredible fight, incredible jump off. I really got nothing else to say. So Anthony Floyo, come on in, my friend. Pac versus Omega. Boy, they did not disappoint in this one.
Are you surprised by that, MF?
No, not at all. No.
I'm not either. And I'm going to tell you, folks, I know we cover both shows, but when it comes to this, I watched this entire match. No joke. I really did. Because I wanted to see this match. I've always loved Iron Man matches. Dating back to WrestleMania 12 with Shawn and Bret, and it kind of had that feel a little bit for like the first half of the match. But then once the falls got going, then that did it. So, but anyways, I'm right there with you. I'm at 4.5 stars is the correct rating for this match. I mean, I'm not only going to say fight of the night, but for me right now, and MF, put me on the record for this, if you would. AEW's match of the year to this point. I mean, what else is there for me to say? I mean, oh boy. This was absolutely excellent. They made excellent use of the time given. It never really slowed. The action was tremendous, and it was a fitting end to their feud as Kenny Omega finally ends his issues with Pac. The crowd was into it the entire time. They added a ton to it, and the drama was well executed. They did a great job of playing off of their prior matches. The action was compelling, and this could have been a pay-per-view main event with ease. They can also revisit this because Pac can point out that Matt Jackson saved Kenny Omega from a countout. So that's really all there is to say on this. I mean, the near falls were great. I mean, commentary was great as usual. So I watched the entire match, minute by minute, second by second, and damn it to hell, it was worth it. That's all I can say on that. it was worth missing out on NXT for that little bit. So that's all I can say. 4.5 stars. It's the fight of the night. And for me, for this moment, it's AEW's match of the year for 2020. Amen, Michael Bullock, as I give it to you.
I say amen to that as well. I mean, 4.5 stars, fight of the night. I mean, a fitting way to end this the rivalry that's been going on with Kenny Omega and Pac, and these two really told a really good story. And yeah, so now the big question is, guys, of course, going into Revolution. I mean, Kenny Omega. I mean, will he be 100% going into that tag team title match at Revolution? Because he certainly took a beating in this match against Pac, and to have it go into overtime. I mean, yeah, these two really gutted it out for over 30 minutes, and yeah, this was definitely a great way to start off AEW Dynamite. So nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on.
6-man tag team fight next on the docket. Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz versus the Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. And when it was all said and done, I gotta consider this an upset, boys. Jurassic Express gets the win at 9 minutes and 50 seconds. They just took down 3 members of the Inner Circle. Whoa, Anthony Florio. I consider this somewhat of an upset.
Somewhat of an upset. It's a major upset, MF. I did not think that the Jurassic Express would overtake the Inner Circle, but nonetheless, I mean, another fantastic match. This was, to me, my second best fight of the night here. 3.5 stars. This was a really good and tremendously fun all-action sprint. And while the finish wasn't really my cup of tea, it did advance Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara, who will meet Saturday night as part of Revolution in Chicago. So that's all there is to say here. Another fun, exciting match. Second best fight of the night for me. 3.5 stars. So Michael Bullock, major upset. Jungle Express defeating the Inner Circle. Big upset here.
Yeah. I guess we could say, guys, I don't know if you'll agree with me on this. Jurassic Express, I mean, has pretty much gotten the best of the Inner Circle. I mean, first, with Jungle Boy lasting with Chris Jericho for 10 minutes, and now, of course, the rest taking out the other members of the Inner Circle. So, yeah, this was a 3.5 star match, and I guess we could say, let's just say, were the Inner Circle, I mean, they got a little, I mean, I think they were too cocky and thought they were going to have their way with with Jurassic Express.
Yeah.
But that cockiness came back and bit them. And yeah, Darby Allin got himself a piece of Sammy Guevara, and I'll say this right now: I hope Darby Allin beats the snot out of that pretty boy douchebag Sammy Guevara. So yeah, so 3.5 stars. I mean, I'm telling you right now. I mean, the first 2 matches on this 8th edition of AEW Dynamite, I'll tell you, I think this was better than the start over on NXT. We'll get into it later. So nothing more to say. Fletch, I give it to you.
Yeah, no, solid fight, 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. It was a great match. I really got nothing more to say on that. All right, guys. So next up was the third fight of the evening, tag team fight, as it was the best friends, Chucky T and Trent, along with their buddy Orange Cassidy. They went up against the Butcher and the Blade. Of course, the beautiful bunny, not that far behind. But when it was all said and done, Hey, chalk one up for the best friends. Give yourself a handshake on this one. 8 minutes and 5-second victory. They took down the Butcher and the Blade. Mike Bullock, Beretta, Chucky T gets the win here tonight.
Well, let's just say, Fletch, the best friends, they certainly deserve a take a bow. After what they did tonight. I mean, people thought that the Butcher and the Blade were gonna have their way with them, but I mean, I think they're proving why they're one of the best tag teams right now in that in AEW, and who knows, maybe with this win, it could earn them a future shot at the AEW World Tag Team titles. And the thing is, guys, I love the interaction with the Orange Cassidy and the Bunny. I mean, first the Bunny takes the sunglasses, and then Orange Cassidy was like, "All right, you want to take my sunglasses? I'll take your bunny ears." And then she tried to Rochambeau Orange Cassidy like she did last week. Yeah, Orange Cassidy remembered what happened last week and was ready this time around. And
good thing you had a cup.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. And Florio, what do we see from Mr. Orange Cassidy?
What did we see from Orange Cassidy? You tell me.
Oh, come on, Florio. I thought you knew. I wanted to hear from you.
Give it. Say it, Anthony.
I don't know what.
Tope Suicida.
Oh, yeah.
Tope Suicida.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
Dude,
come on, Florio.
Yo, you had one job and you blew it, Florio. He was looking for it, man.
Florio, I've known you for a long time, man. I thought you would have known it by now.
Well, I'm confused. I was confused. That's all.
Oh my gosh. I
didn't know you were going for that. I didn't know. I really didn't. You put me on the spot there. So.
Oh, come on. I thought you watched it. I thought you would have known it by now.
I'm not overly familiar with these guys yet. Except for Beretta. I know Beretta, so.
Well, Fletch, I guess we're just gonna have to say this, Anthony Florio. You just made the list.
Oh.
I'm not on any. Yeah. If you're gonna put me on anything, put me on a lexicon of Les Champions.
Oh,
all right. Hey.
That's who I am around here.
Yeah, true.
All right. Getting back to this, as far as the rating, I'll give it about maybe 3 to 3.25 for the match. So I don't know what else is there to say. Fletch, just move on before it really gets out of control.
No, it's good. It's not falling off the train yet. But I will say this: 3 stars, no doubt about it. I'll give it up. And Anthony, I do know a lot about Chuck Taylor or Chucky T. Yes, you do know a lot about Beretta. I know a lot about Chucky T. So, yeah, he's one of the big guys. I remember watching him in Chikada, which is actually a company that was, you can say it was a lot of campy comedy, but some really good wrestling as well. There was some really good stuff that was there in the day. And then, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good things. So nothing more to say. 3 to 3.25. I'll give you that, Mike Bullock. I agree with your rating there. And Anthony, I'll just give it to you.
I'll sum it up by simply saying a solid 3-star match, good and fun, change of pace tag match. Another big upset. I really did not think that the best friends were going to take the Butcher and the Blade. And yes, Bullock, I 100% agree with you. The interaction with the Bunny and Orange Cassidy, that was fun, very fun for me, no doubt about that. Considering I've been an Ali/Bunny follower since her days in Impact, and yeah, so yeah, she got me again tonight. And oh, by the way, lost in all of this. Orange Cassidy, oh brother, I don't envy you, son. I don't envy you. Because Saturday night, you're going one-on-one with Pac.
Yep.
Good luck. Good luck, bro. You're going to need it.
Yeah.
You're going to tear your new one.
It's not.
Especially after Pac losing tonight.
Oh, yeah. He is not going to be in a good mood. Not going to be in a good mood.
I'll tell you this. Before we move on, let me just say this, though. If Orange Cassidy somehow, some way does the unthinkable and beats Pac, I will go on the record and call it the biggest upset in AEW history.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Pac is a world title contender. And Orange Cassidy right now is, like you said, he's a sideshow. But don't underestimate Orange Cassidy. He's actually pretty good in the ring. Yeah, his gimmick might be not what the cup of tea as everybody know, but I've seen him on multiple times fighting on literally fighting in Beyond Wrestling. I've seen him in Rhode Island. He's fought in Rhode Island. And guys, get ready. Because if I know the true Orange Cassidy comes out, Pac is going to be in for the fight of his career. Because Cassidy is good. He's nowhere near the caliber of Pac. I'll give you that. But Cassidy is really good. All right. So, with that said, from here on out, it's a lot of segments. We got no more in-ring action for the rest of the night. So, we start... Oh, actually, no. Correction. There is one more fight of the night. There was a four-way, a women's four-way match. It was Yuka versus Big Swole versus Senana and Haruko Shanda. And when it was all said and done, it was Haruko Shanda that won the match in 9 minutes and 10 seconds. All right. All right. You know what? I gotta come at AEW for this. I'm sorry. I gotta go on attack mode. You never really gave us an opportunity with these four women. Yeah, they showed up. They did a good fight. But none of us really know them that well. I mean, there's Big Swole, we know. Sa'ana, we know. But the other two are relatively brand new. Like, no, there was no hype. There was no nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I can only go maybe 2.5 stars. I mean, for me, by default, this was the worst fight of the night. Sorry, just being honest. Anthony, it's yours.
On the contrary, MF, I don't think it was as bad as you thought. I'm giving this another 3-star effort. It was good. I thought they made great use of their time. And I thought after last week that I actually had Swole winning this match. But they all got some time to shine, and Hikaru Shida picked up the big win. Will definitely shoot her up the women's rankings. And Saturday night, as part of Revolution, Nyla Rose will have her first defense of her newly won AEW Women's Championship, when she defends against Chris Statlander. I think she'll get by Statlander. I think Statlander will give her a fight, but I think ultimately Nyla Rose goes over. And I think maybe Hikaru Shida could be the next challenger for Nyla Rose after Rose, I believe, gets by Statlander. So we'll wait and see on that. So not as bad as MF thinks. Solid 3-star effort. That's what I'm going to give it. So Bullet, classic case of who do you agree with? Do you agree with me or do you agree with MF?
I'm sorry, Florio. I'm going to go with MF here. As a matter of fact, Pledge, I may actually go lower than you. I'm actually going to go 1.5 stars. I mean, I totally agree with everything you said. I mean, there was no hype for this. Yes, we know 2 of the women, but the other 2 women, we don't even know who the heck they are. I mean, yes, they wrestled a good match, but it it just didn't really satisfy me. I mean, it didn't get me all hyped up for it. So I'm sorry. I'm in the majority with Fletch here, and I'm actually going to go lower than 1.5 stars. I'm sorry. I agree. I mean, I have to come down hard on AEW on this one. Sorry, but if anybody wants to come after me for it, go right ahead because I don't give a damn. It's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Right, Fletch?
All right. I mean, that's fair. That's fair enough. All right. So from here on out, like I said, it's a lot of promo stuff. All right. So we started it off with the promo between Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page, and they also had the Young Bucks. This was an interview that was done. That this was a pre-taped interview that Jim Ross did with the four men. So I'm gonna open form this because this is no longer matches. So let's just open form. What did you guys think of the segment?
I thought it was pretty good, Fletch. I mean, I love the interaction with both of them, but I'll tell you what, Fletch, things really got testy when Adam Hangman Page really took a shot at the Young Bucks and saying, "Oh, you're not the best tag team. We are because we have these, and you're not winning them at Revolution." And the Bucks really took offense to that, and it got testy. And Kenny Omega tried to calm Adam Hangman Page down, and that certainly did not work. And I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you this right now. I mean, I think we all can agree that there's going to be an implosion at Revolution. I think Adam Hangman Page is going to turn on Kenny Omega, and we're going to have new AEW World Tag Team Champions at Revolution in the Young Bucks. So it's just not. I mean, it's only a matter of time, and I think it's going to happen at Revolution. So Florio, quick thought.
The JR interview segments continue to deliver. I'm hoping they do more of them. I mean, it was well done. I mean, I'm really starting to get behind the Hangman. I mean, I'm really loving his style. I mean, I love that lariat clothesline of his. I mean, man, that was as hard-hitting and in-depth of an interview as you can get. And I agree with Bullock. There's definitely going to be an implosion of some sort come Saturday night. And I do believe the Young Bucks will win the World Tag Team Championships. And Hangman's going to turn on Kenny Omega, and that's going to set up what I believe will be one hell of a feud between Page and Omega. That's going to be hella fun. So, really nothing more to say on that. So, JR, keep up the good work, man. That's all I can say. Man, 68 years young, and he's still getting it done. Love him. MF?
Yeah, I can't say anything better. This was excellent. Well done by everybody involved. And now, here we go. The next part we had, well, oh my goodness. Let's really get old school now. One of the most notorious and legendary ring announcers of our generation. Anthony, you know this man from way back in the WCW era during the NWA days.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Michael Capetta in the house, introducing John Moxley and Chris Jericho. And it exploded at that point. As we got ready, the war was on as it pertains to the main event. So, yeah, I really got nothing more to say. So, this was another great segment and great hype for the main event of Revolution that goes down on literally on Saturday night. So, Anthony, your thoughts?
First of all, MF, how great was it to see Gary Michael Capetta? I mean,
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Were you expecting that?
No, absolutely not.
When I saw him, I was like, wow, unbelievable. I mean, the man still got it.
And AEW is going for it now. They're going even bigger now. Yeah.
Yeah, and would you also agree, MF, that Mr. Capetta still has it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He still got it after all these years, man. I mean, you go back to all those old school WCW days, those great pay-per-views in the 90s where they used to have Michael Buffer come in for those big title matches. But man, oh, man alive. I mean, heck, I could go further back than that. He actually at one time worked for the WWF, the old World Wrestling Federation. I got proof of that. Back in about 83, I believe, they did a 10-man excuse me, a 10-man tag team bout. 3 falls out of 5. And Gary Capetta was the ring announcer for that at the Philadelphia Spectrum. It's part of WWE's most unusual matches. It's on the network in the home video classics section. Check it out. It was the final match on the tape. It was amazing. And Gary Capetta was great, but great to see him. I mean, that alone made it fun.
Yes.
But, I mean, man still got it. They said he's been doing it for 46 years. Wow.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know he was in there that long. But as far as the segment goes, MF, absolutely. I mean, Jericho. Oh. Yep, he did it again, man. I mean, he went after Gary Capetta. He said that he was why WCW went out of business. And you heard the big shot that he took on Patrick Mahomes. Yep.
You know what? I'll say this. I have a friend on the Discord that is a diehard Kansas City Chief fan, and we met some Chiefs fans the day of the Super Bowl. But
yes, we did.
But my friend is a big on wrestling too. I'll bet you anything he was probably really pissed after he took the shot at what my buddy likes to call Mick Homie. You don't mess with Mick Holmes. You don't mess with Patrick Mahomes and get away with it.
Especially after what he just did?
Yeah.
Yeah, all he did was give the Chiefs their first Super Bowl in 50 years.
Yes.
So that's all he did.
That's all he did.
Yeah, and that's why Jericho did what he did. But this was perfect setup, perfect final hype for what I could honestly say could go down as maybe the greatest AEW world title match to date. There's only been 2, 3 tops. I mean, there was the inaugural match with Jericho and the Hangman. Then there was those rare title defenses that he had on television. There was the one against Scorpio Sky. Of course, Cody. We all remember that back at Full Gear. So this one I got a great feeling based on their bodies of work could end up being something really special. So we'll wait and see. But I mean, it wasn't just all about them. It was all about the other feuds. I mean, Darby Allin went after Sammy Guevara. Dustin Rhodes went after Jake Hager. They brawled in the concession stand. And JR was like, watch out for them Dippin' Dots. Oh. JR was going out. JR was going
those goddamn Dippin' Dots. I know that. Oh, shit.
You remember one of those early AEW Dynamites when the Elite and the Inner Circle were brawling in that right around the same area, and JR was freaking out about the Dippin' Dots as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's how crazy it was. But everything about this was great. I mean, Moxley weighed in at 234. Not sure about Jericho, but I'll tell you what, that Cocoa Butt that that Moxley hit him with busted Jericho big time. Whoa, that was a visual. So it's a tough one to call. I mean, I don't know why, but my gut is telling me that Moxley's going to win the belt. But we're going to have to wait and see. So, but a fantastic way to close out what ended up being yet another amazing AEW show. And I'm sorry to say it, Bullock, but they got the best of your NXT again. And that's not just a comment. That is a spoiler. Your thoughts on the closing segment, Bullock? Gary Michael Capetta, God bless you, brother. You still got it, man. What a nice surprise. That was great. All right, Bullock.
Yeah. I mean, this was definitely a great way to close out the show, and Jericho going after Gary Michael Capetta, basically saying, "Oh, you're the reason why WCW went out of business." And as soon as he said that, I was like, "Whoa!" He went there, and then going after Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure any Chief fan that was watching this was probably throwing something at their TV at Chris Jericho. Yeah, so. And I'll bet you he'll never get invited to a Kansas City Chiefs game at Arrowhead after making a comment like that. So, but I'm sure Jericho's probably like, "Hey, I got money to spend elsewhere other than Kansas City." So, yeah, and then came the weigh-in, and then things really exploded. And Jon Moxley, I mean, gosh, with that headbutt right to the nose, I mean, Jericho may have suffered a broken nose. And then things really continue to go further and further. So, yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. And it really closed out another really good edition of AEW. And I hate to say it, AEW, I'm saying it right now, I'm throwing in the white flag here. AEW wins the week. I mean, we're still going to give our rating for NXT, but I'm already throwing in the white flag. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right. So, do you want to at least do? Well, we gotta do the overall review. So,
I'm still going to do the overall review. I'm just saying now.
No. But I mean, we got to do the overall review for AEW first, anyway. We already know it's going to be a good number. So, I believe it's going to be Anthony. No, Anthony. Yeah, you lead off. So, Floyo, give us a quick thought so that we can get going to NXT.
9 out of 10.
Wow, that good?
Absolutely. I mean,
okay.
The last 2 weeks of AEW Dynamite have been great and focused television, guys. But, I mean, I'm torn because last week was great. This week was great. I don't know which one was better. But this was a pay-per-view go-home show that felt like a big-time pay-per-view go-home show with a pay-per-view quality Iron Man match, more matches set for the pay-per-view, more quality build to the big matches, and the feeling that AEW was peaking at the right time. I enjoyed this show. It was an insanely fast 2 hours that felt as if it ended before it really got going, and it got me beyond excited for Saturday night. So that's really all there is to say on that. So, yes, MF, this was for me a 9 out of 10. Another great AEW. 2 in a row. That's something that I like to call a winning streak. Keep it going, AEW. Keep these efforts coming. And if you do, by God, we just might have a reason to take you seriously. So, nothing more to say. Bullock, it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Slight disagreement. I'm going to give it about 8.5 out of 10. I think that's the correct rating because the thing is, I had to punish them a little bit for what happened with that women's match that me and Fletch basically poo-pooed all over. So I mean, it was still a damn good show, but it was just that one thing that really didn't impress me that much. If if it involved other women that we did know and we had a good match like we saw there, I probably would not only give the match a higher rating, but I would agree with you and give it a 9 out of 10. But to me, it's only 8.5 out of 10. So Fletch, it's a basic of, do you agree with Florio? Do you agree with me? Or do you have a rating that's in between or lower?
You know what, Anthony? I'm sorry. I got to go with Mike Bullock on this one. 8.5. I mean, it was a good show. It was a very good show. That's why I was a little surprised when you gave it the 9. I was that's why I said really, because I was a little shocked at that. But you know what? To each his own. I agree. Does it deserve the 9 out of 10? Absolutely. I'm not gonna knock it. But I think 8.5 is the correct rating on this one. But like we said, we're not going to agree all the time. So I'm going to go 8.5. I'm with Michael Bullock on this one. It does beat NXT, no doubt. We're going to throw it. We're going to throw that out right now. But as far as overall, 8.5. But it does get me very excited for Saturday for Revolution. And on top of that, guys, just to give you guys a heads up, we will preview Revolution on Friday night on the Cerebral Smack Talk. So that's one thing that you guys can look forward to. But let's get into NXT. So we started off with a singles match: Cameron Grimes versus Dominic Dijakovic. And when it was over, Cameron Grimes wins the match in 12 minutes and 38 seconds. I'm just going to go right now and say it. Fight of the night. This is my fight of the night. Excellent match. Great jump off for NXT. However, as you guys are going to get to see later in the night, there wasn't really that many high points on this show. This was definitely a great high point. This was a great way to start the show. I could give this easily 3.5 stars. This was excellent. Solid fight. Got a lot of time. Two big men going at it. But Cameron Grimes gets the wins. And that's a feather in the cap for him. Anthony Florio, I give it to you.
Yes, I agree. Great way to start. And let's I mean, MF is absolutely right. I mean, he pretty much said what needed to be said on this. I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, what you forgot to mention was Damian Priest getting involved and attacking Dijakovic. But Dijakovic and Priest, they've been working house shows. And apparently that feud will roll on. And this did something good for their feud, which will stand in the way of Dijakovic getting to lead, all while elevating Cameron Grimes with a sneaky win. Good match and segment, already with more surprise than recent weeks of NXT. So that's really all there is to say on that. So, but it's between 3 to 3.5 for me. So that's all I can say on that. So, Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll give it about 3.5 stars. I mean, this was definitely a good way to start off NXT, and unfortunately, like you said, guys, there weren't that many highlights when it comes to the show, but this was definitely a highlight, no doubt about it. So there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on.
All right. With that said, we move on to the next part where we had it was Finn Balor. So Finn Balor was cutting a promo, and the next thing we know, the Symphony number 9 comes out, and that means Fabian Archer, Matthew Barzell, and well, let's just say that Balor has not gone after the NXT UK title. Then they said that Walter sends his regards, which probably means, guys, are you ready for possibly Walter versus Finn Balor? Ireland versus, I believe this is England. This is a fitting fight for the NXT UK title. Oh my God.
Yes.
WWE NXT. Shut the F up and take my money. Florio, go.
Oh man. With no obvious next move for Finn, the next move was made for him. Walter's been having great match after great match as NXT UK champion, and this should be a fun new type of opponent for him. Of course. So, but here's another thing. There was also a segment with William Regal, and he announced that starting next week, there would be a series of qualifying matches for the women. And those winners would go on to a number one contenders match at TakeOver Tampa. And that will be a ladder match. Ladder match? Oh, MF. Hit us with it again. Hit us with it again. You know you want to.
Shut up and take my money. And here's the thing. The winner of that ladder match will get to fight the champion sometime down the line. So
the winner of the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, the winner of the fight at Mania. So either Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, or if some way, somehow, somebody gets the belt before the next takeover or the next NXT show, you don't know. And at that point, maybe NXT goes on the road, because there is talk about them possibly leaving Full Sail University for another location.
I'd be fine with that.
So what if they start going out, going to arenas like what AEW does, like what WWE does?
I would love to see that.
Dude, NXT Wednesday nights in different cities? Are you kidding me? That'd be nuts.
If they do that, if they were to venture outside of Full Sail, hypothetically, could you imagine if they came here?
I could see them do URI. Because you know
they have done URI.
You know they're going to want to do smaller arenas. They're not going to go for the big arenas. So maybe URI in play? Maybe Brown University in play?
They have done a show. They've done a show at URI. They've done a show at the Ryan Center, actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, possible, very possible to do an NXT show there. Or because it's not a big arena, they could possibly throw it in the Dunk. They could easily throw it right in the Dunk. I know one thing. I know one thing for sure. If NXT comes to Rhode Island, boys, clear your calendar. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
clear your calendar for that Wednesday night, because we're going to NXT, and this time around, I'm not lead commentator. Florio's not lead commentator. Bullock. You're gonna be leading the troops. Yeah,
he's gonna be Armoro Ranallo.
Yep.
So in that case, Bullock, if that's the case, get your Mamma Mias and Tope Suicidas ready.
I'll have to start practicing for that.
Okay. And maybe throw in some Tope Conhilos as well for you.
Yeah. But go ahead. Are you done, Florio?
Well, yeah, we were talking about the Walter and Balor thing.
Yes.
Yeah. They do that. If you put that at Tampa, oh boy, you thought Portland was good. Oh, Tampa, Amalie Arena. If they do what I think they're gonna do at this show, oh my, that's got 5 stars written all over it. Nothing more to say. I mean, Bullock, Walter, and Finn Balor for the UK title, maybe in Tampa.
Sign me up. And sign me up for that. I mean, yeah, great promo. I mean, Finn Balor, I mean, talk about all the things that he's done. And people were wondering, like, what was next for him. But then getting him confronted by 2 members of Imperium. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down for Finn Balor and Walter somewhere down the line for the UK title. So there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, all right, guys. So next up on the fight card here, we had ourselves a one-on-one match. This one's gonna be our worst fight of the night, and actually, I'll even call it a cutout. Xia Li versus Mia Yim. Xia Li wins the match in 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And then, after the fight was over, well, actually, no, I'll leave it at that. Then we had Velveteen Dream cutting a promo. As many of you guys know, Dream asked Regal for a steel cage fight against Roderick Strong for next week, and I believe that's gonna happen. So, yeah, Roderick Strong, Velveteen Dream in the cage next week. So, right after that, we had Austin Theory versus Tommaso Ciampa. When it was all said and done, Tommaso Ciampa wins the match in 9 minutes and 21 seconds. Michael Bullock, you lead off.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match here. I mean, I'll give it about maybe 2.5 to 3 for the effort here. I mean, you knew Tommaso Ciampa was going over, but afterwards, Johnny Gargano comes out and ambushes Tommaso Ciampa again. And I don't know about you guys, but did you guys hear a Johnny Sucks chant in the crowd tonight? Yeah, I mean,
Yes, I did.
yeah, I mean, yeah. And you saw where they were brawling. I mean, eventually it was right near that TakeOver Tampa Bay logo. You know that's going to go down at TakeOver. Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano are going to renew their rivalry, but only this time the roles are going to be reversed, with Tommaso Ciampa as the babyface and Johnny Gargano as the heel. So sign me up for that. So yeah, 2.5 to 3 is my rating. Fletch, it's yours.
I agree. 2.5 to 3 is the right rating for this. It was a good fight, solid match. I really got nothing more to add. Anthony, go.
On the contrary, this was my fight of the night. I'm giving this 3.5 stars. I mean, if you can get a character on Theory, we got something here. Very good action here, though obviously it was not going to be a third straight upset. So, and still no verbal explanation from Gargano. Yes, we could connect all the dots, but we could still expect Gargano to address the heel turn directly at some point, and continuing to be conspicuous by her absence. Candice LeRae. Creative had a tough time knowing what to do with her during Johnny's last heel run, and it's starting to look like the same here. So, really nothing more to say on that. 3.5 stars. This was my fight of the night, so let's just move on.
All right, next up on the fight card we have here was Killian Dane, one-on-one with Bronson Reed. Killian Dane, Damo as they call him, wins the match, 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Solid fight, good match. 2.5 stars, to say the very least. I thought it was a good match. I really got nothing else to add here. So, Anthony Florio, it's yours.
I agree. A 2.5-star match here. Decent power match. Didn't wear out its welcome. Crowd was a little muted, as Killian Dane is a reclamation project again, and Reed is still sort of shiftless. The Vader Bomb looks to be Dane's finisher for now. So that's all there is to say on that. 2.5 stars. I agree. Bullet, go to you.
Yeah, I agree. This was a 2.5-star match as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, there's really nothing more that really needs to be added. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Next up, we had the Grizzled Young Veterans versus the Forgotten Sons in a tag team fight. Grizzled Young Veterans wins the match in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. And I believe, Anthony Florio, you lead off. So, Florio, go.
2.25 stars for the effort. Actually, no. I beg your pardon. This was a really enjoyable tag match, marred by the tempered response for the quick face turn for the Suns, which will be a turnoff to many. Others aren't likely to get into them at this point after a couple of years of unfocused presentation. Foreign Menace storylines are lazy and dull, but I'll give them this. Given that they decided to do it, the announcers are doing a hell of a job selling it. So, solid 3-star efforts. So, really nothing more for me to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts.
I'll give it about 2.25, 2.5 for the effort here. So, nothing else to add. Fletch, it's yours. Fletch, you there?
Yeah, solid fight, no doubt about it. I'll give this about 2.25 stars, and yeah, pretty cool. So not bad. Main event time. All right, guys, lock up and get ready. This was a highly published. This was highly coveted, highly publicized. This was talked about for about a week, but it happened. Bianca Belair, one-on-one with the Queen, Charlotte Flair. That's right, you heard me right. For the first time in, oh my God, 5 years? Charlotte Flair makes her return to Full Sail University, but more importantly, in ring competition for NXT. Charlotte wins the match 12 minutes and 3 seconds via submission. The figure 4 bridges into the figure 8. Mike Bullock, Charlotte doesn't skip a beat, looks great. Rhea Ripley, you've been put on notice heading to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe a 3.25 star match here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you could hear during the match. I mean, the crowd was getting on Charlotte Flair, saying basically, "You don't belong here," because she's a Monday Night Raw guy. What the hell is or a girl in this case? What the hell is a Monday Night Raw girl doing invading NXT? Come on, Florida, what's up with that?
Well, the thing is, she's fighting for the NXT Women's title. I mean, obviously, she has every right to be. No, I get it. I'm answering your question. Was her purpose being there? Here's her purpose. She's going after the NXT title. She's got every right to be at Full Sail University.
Oh, I know. I'm just having fun with you guys. Yeah. So, yeah, she just put the NXT Women's Champion on notice. But what about after the fight? I mean, she basically goes after she wasn't done with Bianca Belair. I mean, she basically, well, puts a steel chair right on her leg and basically, well, it looked like she snapped the damn thing. I mean, oh gee, that was not pretty. If I'm going to be quite honest, with that. So yeah, yeah, excuse me. But anywho, I mean, this was definitely a really good way to close out uh NXT, and of course, basically Charlotte Flair was sending a message to Rhea Ripley that she better be ready for WrestleMania. So, but the Nightmare will be ready to go. So, nothing more to say, Fletch. I think Charlotte just sent the message loud and clear to Rhea Ripley that she's coming for that, for that title she first won, the NXT title.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with what you just said. 3.25 stars, 3.25, 3.5 stars. Solid main event, very good performance. NXT women main eventing NXT tonight. Well, props to NXT for doing that. This was a great matchup. This is the one area where they're better than AEW. When it comes to the women's division, they destroy the AEW women. This is where the one thing we praise about AEW is their storylines, their action, the whole 9 yards. This is the area where AEW cannot even come close to NXT, the women's division. Now they just added Charlotte Flair. You want to talk about unfair? I mean, the balance has shifted forever. So nothing more to say. This was awesome. Great main event. Good way to close the show. Florio, go.
Very good match between these two. 3.25, 3.5, I agree. But it seemed to indicate that Bianca's position in the feud is probably over, despite her owning every segment she's appeared in. Rhea standing on the ramp waiting for timing was weird, given that Charlotte was using a chair at the time. At any rate, another good step toward the Charlotte-Rhea match at WrestleMania. And by the way, MF, it was not a submission victory; it was a pinfall victory. Charlotte with the natural selection.
Oh, all right. But, well, that's weird because on ProWrestling.net, Jason Powell actually had it listed as via submission.
No, pinfall win.
Then that's on him. I am not blaming. Yep. Don't shoot the messenger on that one.
Right.
They goofed. So throw them in the lexicon tonight. So
yes,
nothing
the
more
lexicon
to say.
of late champion.
Yeah. So throw him in the lexicon. So nothing more to say. All right. Overall review time, which I guess I would lead off here. 7.5 out of 10 for me. Good show, solid, but again, AEW won the week. There was only one real bad fight, which was the Xia Li versus Mia Yim. But other than that, it was solid. But it wasn't like overly amazing. It was good, solid matches. But they gotta. Here's the thing. Minor gripe. And this is a minor. Nothing major, minor. I think storyline-wise, they're good. They're solid. But you got to get a little better. Not much. Like, you don't really need a major overhaul. No way in hell. But there's just little things that just needs to be done. Just a little here and there stuff. Nothing more to add. So with that said, 7.5, Anthony, go.
Yeah, 7.5. I think that's the rating. A step up over the last couple of weeks, which were good in every in every technical sense, but didn't have a lot of surprise or sizzle. Last week there were hints of it at times, but this week went all the way with a couple of upsets and interferences to further storylines and keep them burning. It'll be very interesting to see what NXT does with the Forgotten Sons now. they're pretty damaged at this point and haven't worked babyface, and outside of the segment of the audience that'll do the USA chant, they don't have a lot that's connecting them to crowds as babyfaces. That said, they really do work a good tag team match, though some fans don't even want to see them. Finn Balor and Walter got started, and we got to look at Dakota Kai's next feud after next week's cage match, which will very likely be with Mia Yim. I assume both will end up in the TakeOver ladder match. I'm assuming 6 women for that one, though no number was explicitly stated. Killian Dane, he's being built up again, but for what? And get Austin Theory a character. So that's really all there is to say on that. So 2 big cage matches next week. Perhaps this is where NXT can right the ship. Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai in a cage match, and Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong inside the cage as well. So we could, in essence, call this NXT's version of Lockdown from Impact Wrestling almost.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see the final 2 fights of the night being in Lockdown. The final 2 fights will probably be our Lockdown main event. Yeah.
Very likely. So, and by the way, Impact Wrestling will be bringing that back. So,
yes.
Next month on another one of those special Impact Plus Saturday night shows. I'll have more on that as part of my Tony's take in the weeks to come on Ridiculously Raw. But for right now, 7.5 for me. So, Bullock, sorry, man. AEW, they whooped you again.
Well, I mean, they didn't whip us like that bad. I mean, it's a 7.5 out of 10. I agree with that, but yeah, I wouldn't quite call it like a butt whipping like you're saying that.
Last week was a straight up ass kicking. This week it was just like a heavyweight championship fight. It was basically, it went the full 12 rounds. Unfortunately, AEW outpointed you
exactly.
on the scorecard.
Exactly. You made the point straight up for me, Fletch. So there's really nothing more to say. So, Fletch, let's quickly get into our preview of Super Showdown.
What I'm going to ask you guys is just go rapid fire. I want to get you guys out of here. I know we all got work tomorrow. So we're going to go rapid fire. If you want to give a brief little thing, do it brief. But I want to get you guys out of here quick. So there's a pre-show fight. Viking Raiders versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The OC. That's a pre-show fight. We're not going to worry about that. Okay. First fight of the night, Humberto Carrillo versus Angel Garza. I'm actually going to go with Humberto Carrillo because of with the Zelina Vega thing, but I don't even know if Zelina's going to be there or not. I haven't heard anything about her being there tomorrow. So, but I'm going to go with Humberto Carrillo to beat Angel Garza. Anthony?
Carrillo.
Bullock?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Humberto Carrillo as well. I mean, so that way he gets one back on Angel Garza. So, move on.
All right. Mansoor goes one-on-one with Dolph Ziggler. Anthony?
Home countryman. I think he's been lucky the last couple of times. Got to go with the home countryman. Got to go with Mansoor.
Bullock?
I agree. I'm going with Mansoor. There's no way you can have him lose to Dolph Ziggler in this one, especially in his home country. So, Fletch.
I agree with that. I'm gonna go with Mansoor as well. All right. Next up, the gauntlet match for the Twilight Cup. It's AJ Styles, Andrade, Bobby Lashley, Eric Rowan, R-Truth, and Rey Mysterio. Mike Bullock, out of all those guys, who do you think wins it all? Bullock?
Yeah, I'm right here. All right. As far as who I think's going to win it, I'm going to go with the phenomenal AJ Styles here. I think he's going to win that cup, but I want to get into something a little quickly. I'm sure you guys saw the thing I sent you on the messenger about a certain someone in that's in Saudi Arabia.
Taker?
Yeah, I heard that he's there. So here's the thing I think that's going to happen. I think, of course, AJ Styles is gonna win it, but then I think you're going to hear that mysterious gong, and he's going to confront AJ Styles, maybe appear on the stage, and I think that's when we're going to get the build to the match at WrestleMania between The Undertaker and AJ Styles.
Wow, that would be huge. That would be huge.
I mean, what other reason why you would have The Undertaker there?
Yeah, possible. Yeah, very good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
All right, so I got AJ Styles winning. So what do you think, Fletch?
I can't disagree with that. I think it's either going to be AJ or Rey Mysterio. I think that's going to win it all. But I'm going to go with AJ Styles. I have Rey as my second choice, though, to win this. Anthony?
It's AJ Styles. I mean, you remember the last gauntlet they did, it was Gallows and Anderson who won. So,
yeah,
got to be AJ.
AJ could win it again. Yep, no doubt about it. All right, so we're going to start off with the title matches here. Let's go into the SmackDown Women's title. Bayley versus Naomi. I think Bayley's going to win it. I think it's going to be a screwy finish. It's going to open the door, though, for a possible rematch, which we could see at WrestleMania. So right now, Bayley wins. Anthony?
I agree. I got Bayley winning as well. But here's the thing. I've been hearing some dirt sheets saying that Bayley and Naomi is no longer being rumored. Read into that what you will.
Oh.
Bayley
Okay.
retains. Bullet, go.
Yeah, I'm going with Bayley as well. So, yeah, I mean, if that rumor is true, Florio, I'm going to say it's a clean victory.
Yeah, and the SmackDown side, and I hate to say this, MF, but the SmackDown side for Mania, just like your show, a mess.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Oh boy,
we'll see.
Well, hopefully that's not the case, especially since it's WrestleMania season.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. All right, so next,
I got Bayley winning clean.
All right, next up, Raw Tag Team titles on the line: Street Profits versus Murphy and Seth Rollins. Anthony?
Let me see. Who do I have here? I believe I have the champions retaining here. Yes, I do. Seth Rollins and Murphy, they successfully defend, but the Street Profits will give them a hell of a fight.
Bullock?
Yeah, I got Rollins and Murphy winning and retaining the titles. So, Fletch?
Rollins and Murphy. I'm not even going to waste any more time on that. SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. The New Day versus Miz and Morrison. Bullet, go.
All right. I've been going back and forth with this one. I mean, part of me wants the New Day to retain the titles, but a part of me is also thinking that I think the Miz and Morrison are going to do it. So I think they're going to do it here. I think it's their time. I mean, the New Day has had a good run with the titles, but I think it's time to strap the titles on the Miz and Morrison. So winners and new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Miz and John Morrison. Fletch, it's yours.
I agree. New tag champions. Going into Saudi Arabia, we never saw any title changes hands, except it happened at the last Super Show at Crown Jewel when the Universal title flipped, and that's when the door actually opened, and we were like, oh. So we could get title changes on outside of the U.S. Saudi Arabia, it happened. In Australia, we had a crowning of a new cruiserweight champion. I think we're going to get it on this one. I'm going for it as well. Miz and Morrison, new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, because I think they're going to cheat to win the titles, though. So, Anthony, it's yours.
Miz and Morrison, new champions. First feud, Usos. Book it. Go.
I agree with that. All right. Steel cage match. Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin. Roman. I'm not even going to waste any time on that one. Roman wins. Anthony, go.
It's the big dog. Bullet, go.
It's the big dog. Fletch, it's yours.
WWE title on the line. Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet. Anthony?
The Beast. Ricochet will give him a hell of a fight, like Bryan and AJ and Balor, but the Beast will come out on top because, as I said the other night, Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, that's the big money fight for Mania.
That's the big money fight for Mania. Absolutely. But
and the main event of WrestleMania, by the way, proudly representing Monday Night Raw. Bullet, go.
Yeah, Lesnar wins, retains. I mean, obviously, you got to have Lesnar and McIntyre at WrestleMania. So, Fletch, it's yours.
I would agree with that. Lesnar wins. And I also agree that the WWE title needs to be the main event of WrestleMania. Because I think it's the most prestigious title of them all. It's bigger than the Universal title. The WWE title is meant to be the main event of WrestleMania. No other belt.
Should have been the main event. Should have been the main event last year, but they obviously wanted to give the women that feel-good moment. I'm glad they did, but Bryan and Kofi should have main evented last year.
They should have been the main event of WrestleMania last year. Agreed. So, what I believe will be the main event of this show, though, Bray Wyatt versus Bill Goldberg, Universal title on the line. Bullock?
I'm going with the Fiend to retain the title. Fletch, it's yours.
I actually disagree. I think they're going to push Goldberg to the belt. Winner and new Universal Champion, Bill Goldberg. Anthony?
Both of you guys make great arguments. If they put it on Goldberg, they could probably have it be Goldberg and Roman in that spear versus spear. But honestly, does that really need the title? It doesn't.
It doesn't.
To me, what should happen and what I personally would like to see happen, I'd like to see the Fiend go over, retain, and then have it be him and Cena goes for the record. What do you think of that?
That would be great too. Yeah. All right, guys. So we will review that as well on Friday night. Oh my God, we got a loaded show on Friday. We also got a loaded show tomorrow on Strictly Sports at 10 p.m. Eastern. Anthony Floyo will host it with Michael Bullock and myself. We're going to go through most of the NHL trading deadline. And we also had some news in the NFL. Drew Brees staying with the New Orleans Saints. We also got some NFL news. And I also might have an update with you guys about the recent news that broke down about the labor agreement. Looks like we are going to a full vote, guys. But it looks like some of the members of the Players Committee a little bit on the fence about this new CBA. Will they get the deal done? Simple majority gets it. Plus, I'll also throw my recap of Tyson Fury versus DeAndre Wilder. I'm going to do that tomorrow because of the fact that Friday's show is so goddamn loaded. So we'll do that. 10 p.m. Eastern, of course, XFL. We got some 4 games as usual. We got some good action, guys. The XFL's been delivering this season.
Buddy Bowl.
A buddy bowl, too. Yeah, we got a buddy bowl. LA and New York crossed. New York and LA. So we got that going down. So yeah, we'll do it at 10 p.m. Eastern. So thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock. Thank you, everybody. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share with all your friends on all the social media platforms. And as always, guys, so long for now.